Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. Let's talk about the latest bombshell shaking the Windy City and the Chicago Bears organization to its core. A rumor is spreading like wildfire around Hallas Hall, and if there's even a shred of truth to it, we're looking at a serious internal crisis that could derail everything the Bears are trying to build this season. The whispers? Star wide receiver DJ Moore is allegedly refusing to play alongside edge rusher Montez Sweat. Yeah, you heard that right. Not frustrated, not disappointed, flat out refusing. And if this rift is real, it could be one of the most disruptive locker room stories the NFL has seen in years. We're not just talking about a disagreement on the field or a clash of playing styles. This is personal, emotional, and deeply unsettling for a team that has barely managed to stabilize after years of underperformance. Let's rewind a little here. DJ Moore was supposed to be the spark this offense needed, a dynamic weapon brought over in that blockbuster trade involving the Panthers and the #1 overall pick. Since arriving in Chicago, he's done everything the Bears have asked and more. He's been productive on the field, vocal off it, and one of the rare bright spots in what's been a turbulent couple of seasons. On the other side of the ball, Montez Sweat came in with major expectations as well. Acquired mid-season in 2023, for a second-round pick, Sweat has been a cornerstone of the Bears' defensive rebuild. His presence was supposed to help restore that Monsters of the Midway swagger. Both of these guys were billed as franchise cornerstones, leaders on opposite sides of the ball. So what went wrong? What could possibly have these two reportedly at each other's throats? Sources close to the team, though remaining anonymous for now, claim that the tension between Moore and Sweat has been brewing quietly for months. It didn't erupt overnight. It started with small things: missed greetings in the locker room, cold shoulders in practice, teammates noticing an icy atmosphere when both were present. At first, folks chalked it up to personality differences. Not every player has to be best friends, right? But now it seems like something deeper is at play. One version of the story suggests that Moore feels Montez Sweat has brought a toxic energy into the locker room, acting like an entitled star without putting in the leadership work. Others say Moore simply doesn't trust Sweat's commitment to the team, suggesting that Sweat's massive new contract might have changed his attitude for the worse. What's especially alarming about this situation is the timing. The Bears are finally in a place where they've started to build momentum. They've drafted Caleb Williams, they've got a promising young offensive core, and they've made moves to stabilize their defense. This is supposed to be the turning point. But if this Moore Sweat feud fractures the locker room, it could send the team spiraling right back into dysfunction. And for Bears fans, that's the ultimate nightmare. They've endured years of mediocrity, front office chaos, and quarterback purgatory. This was supposed to be the light at the end of the tunnel. Instead, we might be watching the beginning of another internal collapse, led not by poor performance, but by fractured relationships and egos clashing in the worst way possible. Now, let's be fair, this is still just a rumor. Neither Moore nor Sweat has spoken publicly about it, and the Bears front office is keeping their lips sealed. But silence can be deafening, especially when it comes from two of your most high-profile players. The Bears had an opportunity this week to squash this rumor completely. A press conference, a simple joint appearance, even a tweet showing unity would have done wonders, but there's been nothing. And in today's NFL, no response is often seen as a confirmation. Fans are already speculating, dissecting body language in recent videos, analyzing sideline interactions, looking for any hint of truth. And honestly, some of the clips are hard to ignore. You can see it. Moore on one side of the bench, Sweat on the other, eyes never meeting, vibes colder than Soldier Field in January. The bigger question here is, can this be fixed? Is there a path back to harmony? Because if DJ Moore really won't take the field with Montez Sweat, that forces the Bears into an impossible position. You can't trade Moore. He's your top receiver and a favorite target for Caleb Williams. But you also can't just move Sweat. He's your top pass rusher and you paid him like it. There's no easy way out of this mess. And let's be honest, the NFL is a business, but it's also a brotherhood. Trust, chemistry, and belief in your teammates aren't just PR buzzwords. They matter, especially when you're building something from scratch like the Bears are. If two of your leaders are at war, the entire culture suffers, and culture, more than talent, determines who succeeds in this league. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. And here's where leadership really gets tested. Head coach Matt Eberflus, GM Ryan Poles, they're on the hot seat now in ways they weren't just a week ago. This isn't about X's and O's or draft grades anymore. This is about managing personalities, navigating egos, and keeping the team from tearing itself apart from the inside. They need to act, and fast, because if Moore sits out even for a practice, it will send shockwaves. The message to the locker room will be crystal clear. The division is real. And once that divide is public, it's almost impossible to mend. Other players will be forced to pick sides. The media frenzy will escalate. And a promising season could be lost before it even begins. Fans are watching. Sponsors are watching. The entire NFL is watching. And this is the exact kind of off-field drama that derails good teams. Remember the Seahawks locker room split after the Super Bowl loss? Or the Antonio Brown Big Ben fallout in Pittsburgh? Those teams had way more talent than these Bears, and even they couldn't survive the infighting. Chicago can't afford to become another cautionary tale. They need to lock the doors, get Moore and Sweat in the room, and figure this out. Maybe it's about miscommunication. Maybe it's a personal matter that spilled over. Whatever it is, it needs to be dealt with privately, swiftly, and maturely. Because the longer it festers, the more it spreads. And in the NFL, locker room cancer spreads fast. Let's not forget the human side of this either. DJ Moore is not some diva. He's been widely respected across the league for his professionalism and toughness. And Montez Sweat, despite this current heat, hasn't had a reputation for being a locker room problem either. That's what makes this so shocking. It's not your usual suspect situation. These are two guys who are supposed to be part of the solution. So if it's gotten to this point, then something truly serious must have happened. Maybe the truth will come out soon. Maybe it'll be swept under the rug. But until then, the Bears are walking a very dangerous tightrope. And one wrong move could cost them the locker room, the season, and maybe even their future. In the end, if this is just smoke, it still leaves a bad taste. But if there's fire, if DJ Moore has truly drawn a line in the sand, then the Bears have a 5-alarm emergency on their hands. And it's one they can't fix with scheme changes or flashy signings. This is about people, pride, and power. The clock is ticking, and every second matters because in Chicago, hope was finally back on the menu. The Bears were supposed to be on the rise, but now we might be watching the rise of yet another drama-filled disaster in the making. Stay tuned because this one's far from over. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.